Welcome to another episode of the STR Sisterhood. I'm your host, Stacey St. John, and I am so ecstatic to spend some time with you today. Now, before we jump into this episode, I want to share a quote that I recently read that resonated with me. And it says, "We need to get women to the point where they aren't apologizing. It's time to take ownership in our success." And those wonderful words come to us from the one and only Tory Burch. Now, in this episode, I am sitting down with Rachel Vigil from Upclose Marketing. Now, she is a powerhouse when it comes to connecting brands with the right audience, and she does this through product placement. Whether you're building your short-term rental business from scratch or simply looking to level up your guest experience, you are not going to want to miss this conversation. So without further ado, let's jump into my conversation with Rachel. So today we are joined by Rachel Vigil from Upclose Marketing. Rachel, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you. It's so fun to see you again and be here.
I know, it's good to see you too. So I have so many questions to ask you, but first, let's just have you start off with sharing with our audience a little bit about who you are and what you do.
Okay. Yeah. So I started as a host myself. I have 2 properties, one in Big Bear, California, and a condo in Maui. And we self-managed. We kind of went back and forth. We had a property manager, self-manage, and now we're self-managing. So that's been about 8 years for our first one. And then I started working for a company called Showplace. And at the time, it was called Free Products for Hosts. So we were doing product sampling in vacation rentals. So I worked with them for about 5 years, and then he took that business in more of the design and furnish direction. And as of last August, I branched and took Upclose Marketing just to focus on the product sampling and vacation rentals. So the concept really is free products for hosts, free products for guests. And it's really fun because I get to see both the marketing side for brands that want a unique placement. And, it's very competitive when you're coming to market with a new brand. How do you get exposure? If you're not picked up in a retailer, how do you get in front of consumers? And so vacation rentals is such a fun place to be. And as a host, you benefit. And when I first started in Big Bear and I joined Free Products for Hosts as a host, I was getting all sorts of cool stuff. I got a mattress, a massage gun. And so you get some very creative items that you would not normally go out and purchase for your guest.
Right. That is so fun. And I'm so excited to dive into this with you because I know I was a user of Showplace. I got free products. In fact, I got free wine. Boy, was that.
Oh, yeah. That was a good one. That was about $50 a bottle, that wine.
I mean, it was good stuff. I did have to sample it as the host, and I had to make sure it was okay for my guests, but I digress. So I know how beneficial it can be to create such unique experiences for your guests. And I totally understand too, from a brand perspective, it's wonderful and an easy way to get their product in front of a very viable audience. So what I would love to do is just kind of unpack this from a tactical perspective so that hosts really understand what this means, how to go about it, and what they can expect. So when we talk about product placement for short-term rentals, typically you are working with what types of companies typically would place a product, let's say?
Yeah. So a lot of consumable type products. So think drinks and water, snacks, energy drinks, anything when you're walking down a grocery store, that's potential. So chips, granola bars. So that's one category. So thinking, the consumable side. And then we have more of the long-term items. So sheets, mattresses. I love the mattresses. I mean, everyone wants a free mattress. Mm-hmm. We've done punching bags. So if there's a gym, we've got just a variety of unique items that you would find in your home, but beyond that too. So if it's in your home, it would work in a vacation rental and then some. So we are looking into all different types of different categories. So coffee makers, I know everyone will love a fancy espresso maker, or soda machines, anything that just makes you stand apart from your competition, from other vacation rentals. So that, yeah.
Awesome. And from a host's perspective, talk to me a little bit about what is required of them in order to have these products placed in their properties.
Yeah. So one thing to know is we're not an affiliate company. I know there's some out there. And so some think, oh, there's a catch, or I need to sell. That is not what we're doing. So with this is true marketing and getting an experience with the brand. So we want to create a trial atmosphere. And so vacation is a great time to explore, try something new. So we have certain requirements, but it's really easy because everybody says, what's the catch? You're giving away something free. Where are you charging it? Where's the money? So to be totally upfront, the brand pays Upclose for the placement. So the financial side is coming from the brand. And then what they do is they package up a 3-month supply and will send it to your property, to your cleaner, wherever you want to send it, with marketing. So what we ask is, one, look at the requirements and the qualifications. It might be, let's say, a kid-friendly or a pet-friendly, like we've done Red Barn dog treats. So we really want to make sure it's going to the right property. So read through that. We never automatically send you product, you opt in. So if it's something you want, you go in, you grab it. We send you a 3-month supply with marketing. And then for every booking, you put out a nice display. So if it goes in the fridge or on the counter, we had face masks with ESW when in the bathroom with a little decal. So the marketing itself, like the last thing we want is to have that NASCAR feel of you walking in and as a guest, you're getting marketed to. It's very subtle. It's about a 5x7 stand or a postcard. And then we ask that you take 3 photos one time. So this is something we share back to the brand so they can see, okay, it's in the property. This is what the property looks like. You got your product, you got your marketing. So one time, snap 3 photos. You can get creative. I like to see, okay, this is what the guest sees with the display. And then for a social media post. So if you have social, go brag about it. Say, hey, guys, this is what you're going to receive if you book. And then do that in a creative form. You don't need to have the marketing included in that. And on our portal, you upload the photos and then you take a survey about midway through the campaign. Take a survey, let us know, did your guests like it? What did you think? Would you want to do this again? And that's it. So social media optional. The 2 requirements are photos and a survey.
Awesome. Talk to me about some of the requirements of the property. So, you mentioned obviously that an owner or a host would take a picture of the product that's placed and then potentially take a picture of the property. Do you have scenarios where brands will say to you, hey, I only want this in a luxury property, or hey, I only want this in a mountain property? Are there parameters like that?
Yes, we get that all the time. So winter is a huge season for us because everybody wants the ski destination. So we did Tony's Chocolate, we've done Emergency, so more of the active, and that can also cross over into beach zones. So there's that. There's also geography. Maybe they're wanting to grow in a retail store in certain areas, so they want placements around that. There's also events. We've done Coachella, so super expensive to sponsor inside Coachella. And instead, we'll just place in the vacation rentals around Coachella. So it's even a better experience. So yeah, there definitely are some qualifications. We prefer the better rating. If you're a 4-star, probably might be questionable.
Right.
There's 2 types of showcases. That's what we call them. One is a first come, first serve. So it means we have lots of product. And if you're a property manager, you can get pallets. If you're an individual host, we'll just send you a 3-month supply. So that's one, first come, first serve. And then there's an invite only. That would be your luxury. So if we've done e-bikes and, something like the mattresses, you'll say, yes, I want it. But then the brand will select, these are the ones we want to invite. So the ones that have the best reviews, high occupancy, they might be looking for guest count. It could go both ways. It might be those that's just a couple, 2 guest count, or it could be ones that are 20 if they're looking for women retreats or so it really varies on who their target audience is, but that is what makes us unique because we can be so specific because as a host, we know the type of guest that's coming in and if it's a right fit for that type.
Yeah. Super, super fun. I mean, the fact that you can customize the experience, right? Both for the guests, obviously, who are receiving the product, but for the brands who have a very distinct need. That's awesome. That's awesome. Are there any sort of products that you have found don't work well as far as placements go?
Yeah, there's some where it's more of an allergy concern or the ingredients. So we've done non-alcohol beer, which is, in my mind, great because there's not as high of liability, but there's still rules. You still, to drink non-alcohol, you have to be 21 and older. Yeah, I know. It goes back to the original form being alcohol, and then they strip the alcohol out. So because the original form is alcohol, we don't want to get those young kids.
Oh, this is, I actually have never known that because I only consume the alcoholic part. No, I'm kidding.
I know. Can I
take the non-alcohol stuff? No, I did not know that you have to be 21.
Yeah. So there's rules. And then because of that, they can only be in certain states. They can only be in the states that allow free alcohol to be shipped. So those are some of the hardest ones. And then hosts are hesitant because what will a guest think of that? And it actually went really well. The brand we did it with, hosts were hesitant, and now I'm getting rave reviews. Like guests were shocked. I mean, you had a non-alcohol beer that one, they're curious to try. And some that don't drink were really excited. Those that do drink were curious. So it was a great fit. The other is we've done sleep gummies, and people are worried, our kid's going to get a hold of it. So we try to do what's going to be safe, but and we've also done CBD gummies. So that would be the only one I would say hosts hesitate at.
Sure. Yeah. And I can understand that for sure. I can understand. Well, that's really interesting. I'm curious when a host places the product, and I know you said it's typically like a little postcard. Are they sharing with the guests like, hey, you are one of the first to try this product? Or is it just thanks to X, Y, and Z for providing this? What's the approach or what's the best strategy to share with our guests? What's actually occurring?
Yeah. So I like to put it in a welcome message saying, I have been selected as a host to provide you with free amenities. And so right away, you're feeling like the guest scored on booking your place. They didn't know this going into it. So first off, you've created that excitement of, oh, I'm going to get something new and different. So when they walk in, it's that first impression of, you hope that you have some sort of welcome gift. And that's exactly what we're providing, just at no cost. And so that impression is when you walk in, okay, there's something, you might be hungry, thirsty, hopefully it fills that. And then the marketing. So the call to action on the marketing, it's two things. One, this was here on purpose for the guests. The cleaner did not forget to clean it out. So it's on purpose. It's very clear this is something free for you to enjoy. It's not, try it and then we're going to charge you later. No, so very clear that it's free. And then there's education, because what is this product? So it could be one that everyone's familiar with, or it could be something new. Like we did one with Goodles. It's a mac and cheese. Everyone loves mac and cheese, but have you tried this brand? So it was a big awareness building and trial in the property. So there's that. And then there's usually some action for the guest. So it could be take a survey, let us know what you thought, and we'll give you a $10 Amazon gift card, which is really sweet because now they get $10 to Amazon. And as a host, you can take it too. You can try it, take the survey. Or it might just be a direct discount. Hey, did you like it? Here's a discount. We don't like to push the sales component, but again, we don't want to leave it off that if a guest really likes it, here's a discount.
Right. Yeah. Right. That's so fun. Okay, cool. How often would a host expect to be able to get new products for their properties? So I know you said sometimes the campaigns are, 3 months long. would a host expect to do this once a year? Or would they potentially be selected multiple times per year? What does that look like?
Yeah. So we have about 2 to 3 different products a month, and we announce it in our Wednesday newsletter on social media. And so when you see it, if you're quick to act, if it's a first come, first serve, then you'll get a lot of them. Also, becoming a VIP gives you more options because you get a 24-hour head start before we announce it to the network. And to earn that, it's just completing those deliverables I talked about, the host photos and survey 3 times in a row, and then you earn VIP. So that's the way to make sure you get more, is we want to reward those who are submitting their deliverables so that we're providing more to you because you're a good host.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Talk to me a little bit about the logistics. So I know you mentioned, obviously, you send, let's say, a 3-month supply, and you can send it to the property or the cleaner or whatever the case might be. Are there best practices you feel like hosts should follow when, number one, communicating with their cleaner, what they need them to do, providing clear instructions? Talk to us about that.
So there's 2 ways to look at this. If you're a property manager, you probably have a storage unit. You're probably already storing your cleaning supplies or toilet paper, and your cleaners are coming and picking that up and bringing it to the property. So in that case, and you have that storage unit, then we might send you a pallet or more, depending on the property. So you just treat it as any other amenity that's getting stocked by your cleaners. Now, if you're an individual host or you have a closet that's locked, you can keep it on site, on property. So it really is simple. Just grab it and restock it every time. So with the cleaners, it's great to communicate. I always say, try it yourself. Let's get the whole team excited. So whoever is going in and doing the stocking, we want them to be thrilled that they have more work added to them, essentially. And know that you're making a difference, because these little touches will get you that 5-star review and better bookings overall. So yeah, I think the best way is, if you're local as a host, ship it to your personal property. Make sure you have everything, check it over, make sure it's not damaged, you have the marketing, and then either hand it over to the cleaner or lock it in the closet. Or if you're not local, just ship it to your cleaner. And then have them put in the property. So it just kind of depends if you're a host versus a property manager.
Yep. And yes, I actually have 2 storage units.
Yep.
I could probably use a 3rd or a much larger one, but it is a very real thing for us property managers to have storage units.
Right. And always look at the quantity. So we'll save for every property, this is how much we'll ship. So some are very large items, and then some are very small. So you always want to think about, okay, how much quantity do I need? Do I have the storage? You don't have to get it. If you're a property manager, you have 50 properties. Well, you could just get it for 30 and then disperse it. If it feels like it's too much, you wouldn't go through that 3-month supply. So just check the quantity.
Hey girl, if you've ever thought about taking back control from Airbnb, you're not alone. And Lodgify is the tool to do it. Did you know that with Lodgify, you can create your own stunning direct booking website, manage everything from guest communication to payments all in one place, and finally say goodbye to the high OTA fees? Now, here's the best part. STR Sisterhood listeners, you get 20% off all yearly plans, plus free personalized onboarding that's worth over $3,000. Just use code STRSH20 and start building your business your way. Talk to me about the onboarding process. So let's say it's the first time I've ever done this. How do I even sign up and get in on all the goods?
Yeah. So go to Upclose Marketing, and marketing is abbreviated MKTG. So upclosemarketing.com, and then just click host sign up, and you create an account. Takes about 10 seconds. And then after that, it'll walk you through to onboard your properties. So we do need to have a live listing link. It can be Airbnb, it can be VRBO, booking.com, a direct site. We also do midterm rentals. So if you are a midterm rental, just give us a link of where you would have it, and it's probably a direct booking site. And then we'll ask for certain things on it. So what is a guest count, number of bedrooms, bathrooms, location, and then all the amenities. You just check if, yes, I have a pool. Yes, I have a hot tub. I'm by a national park. So this way, when there's a brand that's very specific to their target audience, we can reach out to you directly because you qualify. So the more amenities you check, the better your chance to get invited in. And then after that, you automatically get added to our newsletter and you'll start seeing the opportunities that come out. So it's really simple. If you have more than 10 properties, just shoot us an email, info@upclosemarketing.com, and we'll onboard them for you. So we want to make it easy for those who have a lot of properties.
And I would also imagine if they have multiple markets that they're working within, you want to know that, right? From a geographical perspective, is there a way for them to easily include that info?
Yeah. So every property that you put on there, it'll ask for the city, state, and zip.
Okay.
And then, you can onboard as many properties as you want.
Awesome. Yeah. Awesome. If someone is thinking about this and they're on the fence, what would you say to them?
Yeah, I would ask why. So why would you not want to try this? Most of the hesitations I get is it's too much work. I just don't want to put that on my cleaners. And I'd say, well, they're already stocking amenities. If they aren't, they should be. So really, what is setting you apart from everybody else? Because it's so competitive right now. And what you have control of is what is inside your property, and amenities can be very built out outside. But I like to focus on the walls inside. Is how do you get more money with less cost? And this is a way to do it, because you can be buying all sorts. There's very many ways to spend your money, and this is just one. So there's no risk. If you don't like it, no big deal. Sign up. It's no cost. If you see a product, then give it a shot. And more than likely, you'll start looking for those newsletters because you'll be so excited to see what's coming next.
Right.
I get emails all the time of, what do you have? What's that? The secret. I can't tell you. Yeah.
How long does it take you to secure these deals with the brands? Obviously this isn't anything that a host would worry about, but I'm just curious. What does that work like on that side?
Yeah, I can usually do it in 3 weeks at the shortest, just because we need all the images and description, and then to put it out to our network to get it filled, and then sending the addresses to their warehouse to ship out. So it's shipping. Sometimes it takes them a little while to ship, but it's usually for our side about 2 to 3 weeks, and then a couple of weeks for shipping. So right now we're planning well into fall and winter, because the summer ones are already running. We're looking more towards the end of the year.
That's so fun. I'm curious, what's one of your favorite products that you've had in your own personal properties over the years?
I think probably the most unique, we had a sound box, and it is a huge speaker. It is it's a durable, it's actually right next to me right now, but it's this durable, meant to be outside, put it on your boat, go to the lake. It is loud. It is so incredible. And it works really well because we also worked with Nebula, so an outdoor projector. So we paired it together and created this outdoor movie experience where you could actually hear the movie. And what's great is once the campaign runs out, so if it's a 1-year commitment, have this in your property. After that, it's up to you, because it might be worn out. Maybe you don't want to keep it in the property. So then it's yours. So it's a huge benefit for the property managers or a host. Also, we did e-bikes. So we sent 2 really nice e-bikes to mountain destinations because it was the foldable type and huge tires. And so after that campaign was over, now we have the e-bikes at home. So
basically, it's a way to stock up our own house after the
is. Yeah, because you learn, after time, it just, you don't want to keep it in the property. Like, e-bikes are really hard to maintain. And so it was a lot. I don't know if I'd do e-bikes again, maybe, but it's just a lot to put on the host.
For sure. That's so fun. What about if a host has an idea of a product? Is that something that they can collaborate with you on? Like, hey, it would be so cool to get dog treats, or, whatever the case might be. What does that look like?
Yeah, I had a call, I think it was yesterday. Property manager called me and said, solo stove. You got to do the solo stoves. say, okay, let's do it. But what would be better if you sent them a message and started the introduction and get the right person for me to talk to. So that's what I love. Ideas are great, but to have an actual contact to hop on a call with, even better.
Yeah.
And I give kickbacks. If you bring me a contact to a brand and it turns into business, I'll give you a kickback for sure. Yeah, I love ideas because we just may not be thinking of everything. But if you know somebody or you're part of a brand yourself, then yeah, reach out to me.
That's so fun. That's so fun. Rachel, this is, I think, such a cool part of our industry that has so many possibilities. And I would say is sometimes a secret. Like there aren't a lot of discussions about this. So I just want to say kudos to you for continuing this based off of your previous experience with Showplace and bringing it into the future. Any ideas on what's next for Upclose Marketing?
So I am actually looking to expand into campgrounds because I think that's another area kind of untapped. Swimply. So if you do the pool rentals, Pure Space is another one. RV rentals. We have a couple that actually rent out trailers and RVs. Again, that's great for like instant coffee or energy type placement. So I think there's a huge potential of other areas to go into in the United States. Once I've done that, then I'd like to go into Canada and then go a little bit more international because it's really not taking place in other countries. So I think there's a lot of opportunity. And one thing to note, because you kind of brought it up, is what sometimes hosts do keep this a secret. They want to get more product for themselves, so they don't want to share it. And actually, the more listings we have, the bigger brands we can get. So we might be looking at, okay, there's a brand that wants 5,000 listings nationwide. I need to have those in the network to be able to get that brand. So we do have a referral program that if you refer 20 different hosts or property managers, then we'll send you some Slumber Cloud bedding, which can be for your personal home. It's really nice. So that's the best way to get word out is other hosts talking it up. So don't keep it a secret, share it because it'll bring us more brands.
Yeah. Incredible. Incredible. Okay. I want to move to what I like to call the lightning round. Okay. So I'm going to ask you some really simple questions, and I'm going to ask you to just answer with the very first thing that comes to mind. First question is, where is your favorite place to vacation?
There's two. Australia, it has a part of my heart. Love Australia, but Maui. And that's why we bought a condo, because it's our retirement plan. I love Hawaii.
How can you not love Hawaii?
So it's so relaxing. It's so beautiful.
Yeah.
Perfect.
The weather is perfect. Were you impacted at all by the fires?
A bit. Yeah. So we housed some who lost their home in the fire. And then tourism is kind of taking a dip right now. And there's actually today, there's a lot of testimonies happening of whether short-term rentals should stay or go. So they are pushing to eliminate short-term rentals in certain areas to provide more long-term housing. So that's the whole debate happening right now.
Interesting. And I do understand that. I mean, obviously being on an island, there are limited resources with land. And I know that in different geographies, that can be a very real challenge for the local community.
Yeah, you need to find a good mix. I mean, tourism is where they make a lot of their money.
Exactly.
Keep that, but also provide housing for the locals.
Yeah. Okay. How about what's one place you've never been that you want to visit?
Ooh, well, I'm going to be visiting there. So we're going to Munich for Oktoberfest.
Ooh, that's fun.
Yeah, because every year we've been going to Big Bear and doing the little Oktoberfest. And we get serious. I mean, we're wearing our outfits. We're holding those steins. We're sawing those logs, the competition. So fun. And so for my husband's birthday in September, because it's not October, in September, we're going to Munich. So I can't wait. Taking the kids to Europe for the first time. And we're going to just shove them right into Oktoberfest.
Hey, Have some beer, honey. No.
You only have to be 16 there. So
There you go. And how old are your kiddos?
my daughter's turning 15 and then my son is 12.
Oh my gosh, that's so fun.
Yeah. So they'll be dressing up. They don't want to, but they will.
Whether they like it or not, they're going to dress up and they're going to love it.
Being hosen and dirtles.
That is so. What got you into the whole Oktoberfest to begin with?
I think because our cabin is within walking distance and it goes for about 10 weekends in Big Bear. Wow. And so we're like, oh, let's check it out. And then we're hooked because it is. It's just a fun atmosphere.
That's so cool. Now, will you visit any other places in Europe when you go over there?
Yeah. So we're going to do Austria. So Salzburg. Made my kids watch The Sound of Music and they actually loved it, which I'm really excited for that tour. And it's also where Mozart lived. So yeah, we'll see a little bit of Austria, but we have to take him out of school. So we can't stay as long as we want.
Yeah. There's nothing like going to other countries, seeing cultures, seeing, obviously the architecture. I love eating the food, drinking the wine. I mean, all the things, right? And at the same time, every time I come home from being overseas, I'm like, I'm so glad that I live here. You know?
It is. You appreciate home. But it's so nice to just see how others live and culture. And so one thing we do is we home exchange. We home exchange all of our properties, our primary two in California. And so when we go to Munich, we're staying at another family's property. They're going to go camping. We stay there, but they offer to pick us up at the airport. And so we're living where they live versus in all the tourist spots. And so we prefer to travel that way. It's a great way to leverage properties to get free stays all over the world.
Wow, that's so fun.
Great. Yeah.
So fun. I love that. I feel like that would be a whole other podcast episode in and of itself.
It is. It is. How do you leverage what you already have versus buying more and getting the most of it? Because nobody likes an empty night. Well, let's fill it and benefit yourself.
Yeah. So good. All right. What's one thing you know now that you wished you knew when you were starting out in the world of short-term rentals or in the world of product placement? I'll let you pick.
Yeah, I think direct bookings. I wish I had started that from the beginning so that I could have really gathered every single guest who has stayed in my properties over those years. I mean, I have great reviews. I have those who repeat, and I should have started with direct booking and moved them over, been making more money, just having everything in my control. And then it is scary because if Maui shuts down, Airbnb will instantly block our listing.
Right.
So I want to kind of plan for the future and make sure that I have full control. So it's actually on my to-do this weekend. I'm like, I'm doing it. I'm going to get that direct booking. What's my going? It's just silly. I haven't done it.
Yeah. Yep. So good. And I mean, there are so many website providers these days too, which is a blessing and a challenge because there are so many options with, which website provider should I choose? And, what's important to me for my website and what do I want it to look like and say, and just get something done and you can improve it as you go, Yeah.
I just like somebody to tell me, like, I've done the research. This is what you should do. Like, that's what I prefer. Just tell me what to do.
Tell me what to do. Speaking of telling you what to do, what is the best piece of advice you've ever been given?
Well, related to properties, bonus depreciation. It was kind of this, people are doing it. Is it legal? Is it not? That was life-changing. And then leveraging our first property to refinance. And so we had a financial advisor. He said, stop your 15-year mortgage. You need to turn it back to a 30-year. We're like, that's insane. You're crazy. No, we need to pay off. My parents taught me pay off everything. And so we did that, and it reduced our per month, but also gave us the money to then put towards Big Bear. We refinanced Big Bear. Then we bought Maui. And so now we're just sitting. So I think there's all these tools to really use what you have. And it seems like the wrong thing to do. But for us, it has just grown our property portfolio.
Amazing. Yeah, a lot of people kind of turn their head when when you tell them, no, I want to have a mortgage. Like, I don't want my properties paid off. Right. And you'll get a look like, are you crazy, lady? But it's, real estate investing is about leverage and making sure our money is working hard for us. Right.
Yeah. It's taking that risk. I mean, if you are young enough to afford the time to take the risk, it's going to pay off in the end. It's fun because we get to enjoy all these places. We buy where we want a vacation.
Yeah.
And so why not enjoy instead of having that money sit in an account? Like,
amen.
Yeah.
Amen. All right. Last question. What's one thing and or person that you're grateful for today?
Let's see. Probably my whole family is a hard one, but yeah, I would say my husband, he's a huge supporter of starting my own business. I mean, it's hard. It's scary when you quit your full-time job and want to start out on your own. So having that support is huge, while also he's maintaining his job and working overtime. So go ahead, keep working. Right. Yeah, I would say just the support. And he also was not into buying a vacation rental. And so believing in that and just going with it. And now he can't stop talking about it.
Yeah. I have found that as well. I would say, definitely the main driver when it comes to our property portfolio and our day-to-day hosting. And when we started out, my husband was like, okay, well, I think I like this idea, but I don't know what I don't know, and so I think it's important when we're investing with our spouses and going into business with them, that we have confidence, we're surrounded by other supportive people, but we also can talk to them in a manner that they feel a part of it. And that isn't always easy to do when they're not involved in the day-to-day.
Yeah.
Right. So I have found for me, and this is something that I always, talk to my accelerator students about too, it's understand the communication style that your spouse prefers. My spouse's executive summary. He wants an executive summary, 3 bullets, and don't tell me anything else.
Yeah.
And he's also data driven. So, and I'm data driven as well. So that works well. However, early on, he would come home from work and I would be, just telling him everything that happened under the sun, and he wants to pull his hair out. Right. So I think that communication style is so important and something that a lot of people don't talk about.
Right. Yeah. And involving, I really do. And every component of the properties to Upclose is involving the family. I bring the kids on. I mean, my daughter helps with some of the social media and videos and data polling. So, and just including them as much as I can.
Yeah. I have just had both of my adult children start work for me.
Oh, that's great.
That's a whole, again, separate podcast.
I know.
Right? Yeah. But it is extremely rewarding. And I'm learning new things about my kids. And I'm learning new opportunities for me to grow as a mom and a team lead, because it's different when it's for kiddos.
Yeah. Yeah. They think they can slack off at times. Like, oh, this is real. This is a real business. You got to work.
Yeah, exactly. Rachel, this is so fun. Can you remind us, if folks are interested in signing up for your amazing and free service, what is the best place for folks to find you online?
Yeah. So we're on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and it's at Upclose Marketing. This time marketing is spelled out. Or just go to our website, Upclose Marketing, abbreviated, mktg.com, or shoot us an email, info@Upclose Marketing. And I'll leave you with something fun. Do you want to see what we have right now?
Yes.
Okay. So this is the 2 products, and I'm sorry, but it's gone, but it gives you an idea of what we are providing. So this is one. These are the sleep gummies, and it's like a mix form. So it goes next to the bed. Really good brand because there's no melatonin in it. So a healthy side. And then this one, this is kind of a newer product. They've been around for a while, but they're really growing. And it's hard to see, Magic Mind. So these are so fun because they're little shots, but healthy shots. And so one is energy, one is sleep. And so it's a good way to get the boost without the caffeine low, and then a little sleep shot. So those are the two products we have right now, but plenty more to come.
I need some Magic Mind myself.
Oh, it's so nice. And it really does work. You take a little green shot and you feel real bad.
Yeah. Amazing. That's so fun. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, it's fun.
Rachel, again, thanks so much for being here. And I cannot wait to see what's next for you.
Yeah. Well, excited to send you some products. So looking forward to it. Yeah, thanks for having me, Stacey.
Now, before you go, let me ask you this. Are you ready to stop second guessing and start making smarter, more profitable decisions in your short-term rental business? If so, you have got to join me for the Data to Dollars Challenge happening August 19th through the 21st. In just 3 days, you'll learn how to track the right numbers, build a powerful business dashboard, and use your data to drive real results in your business without feeling overwhelmed or stuck in spreadsheet land. This challenge is hands-on, it's high impact, and it's designed to help you go from guessing to growing. Spots are limited, and I want you in the room. In order to grab your seat, head on over to stacystjohn.com/data2dollars. That's data, T-O dollars. And I'll see you there.